All right, let's get cooking. Welcome to the latest edition of Chin Check Sports Radio. I'm your host, JD. I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us. And as always, we welcome any suggestions, feedback, comments, and criticisms, which improves the quality of our program, which ultimately improves your listening experience. Again, folks, I know we all are dealing with the COVID-19 virus. We feel that life, as you know it, has come to a halt and a standstill. We still live in a time of uncertainty, and I know the uncertainty is driving some of the behaviors that we see out here. So you can't blame the public because we really don't know what's going on. Our economy has also slowed down. People are being laid off or furloughed from their jobs. So we know that this is a time of great stress and uncertainty. I myself have people who I know and very friendly with for years have been diagnosed with the virus, and I check on them all the time and they're improving daily. So I know that this time is very stressful. It's quite frankly unprecedented in my lifetime, I'm sure as you all. And this is something that people are going to talk about long after we are no longer here. So again, if we can just offer a little bit of a distraction from what we have going on, if Chin Check Radio could serve as a little bit of just get my mind off of these stresses that we're dealing with, we're okay and we're proud of that. And whether you like the program or you don't like the program, if you listen to the program to bash it, that's fine. If that serves as a distraction with everything that we have going on, that's okay too. So we just hope that this thing shall come to pass and we can get back to some level of normalcy in our lives. So I just hope that what we're dealing with now, every new thing does not need to become the brand new normal. So we're going to hope for the best and hope that we ride this thing out. Now, on this particular episode, wanted to do a topic on the Dallas Cowboys off season, but definitely had a big jolt of news revealed yesterday, and quite frankly, a little bit of sad news, but I do understand why it happened. Now, in free agency, the Dallas Cowboys, and I posted this on Twitter, and my Twitter account is going to be @radio_chin. Once again, that's @radio_chin. And the Dallas Cowboys lost Byron Jones. They lost Jason Witten. Now, let me start with Byron Jones. Byron Jones got a hefty contract from the Miami Dolphins. You know, we at Chin Check Radio are all about athletes earning their money, maximize earning potential, and getting as much money as they can get, considering the amount of revenue that they generate. So we're happy for Byron Jones. Definitely a consistent player for the Cowboys. Wasn't the ball hawk like I hoped he would be, but a consistent player nonetheless. Really didn't have a good season in 2019 because I figured him coming off of a hip injury. Of course, he played football, defensive backs. That's your meat and potatoes. The back pedal, the foot movement, the hip movement, the fluidity in the hips. So I knew that it was going to be a rough season for him. Dallas Cowboys also lost future Hall of Famer Jason Witten, and I did tweet him. I did send a tweet to him on Twitter, and I stated I wish him the best, and I did mean that I do wish Jason the best. And it's one of those, the time had come for the team to move on. I feel to be where the team needed to be on offense, they had to make a change. So we wish Jason nothing but the best. He will be in the Ring of Honor. He will be in the Hall of Fame. But just what the offense need, we definitely needed to move on. So I don't have a problem with that. We lost safety Jeff Heath, who was a solid player for us, solid special teams player for us. But it's one of those, we weren't really willing to pay the type of money that he wanted. We also lost defensive tackle Malik Collins. He was definitely a solid contributor. Also lost depth with Xavier Su'a-Filo, who served in a backup role very admirably when Connor Williams was benched for poor play. or injured, and he definitely played well during his time of action. So we're definitely going to miss that depth, and we hope that some of the players who they drafted last year, Connor McGovern, he can get back to playing. We can get Connor Williams back from a knee injury that he suffered this past season. We lost Robert Quinn, who was our leading sacker, who went to the Chicago Bears. We're happy for Robert Quinn for resurrecting his career with the Cowboys. Definitely was our best defensive lineman. Hopefully that can be offset, and I don't know, with the refiling or trying to get reinstated by defensive end Randy Gregory. We'll see. I mean, a good indicator of future behavior is past behavior, so we'll see about Randy Gregory. I don't know. So, and also lost Randall Cobb. That's another receiving threat who received a good deal from the Houston Texans. But the Cowboys have made some additions, especially on the defensive side, with Gerald McCoy, longtime defensive tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, recently of the Carolina Panthers, signing Clinton Dix, who, from what my boy Stancil said, and Stancil, brother, I know you're listening, definitely, and with what I told my boy Stancil was, he's been on all these teams with the limited time he's been in the league. He's been a solid player, but it does make you wonder what goes on for you to be leaving all these teams. But now he's a Dallas Cowboy, so that should work out. And in recent reports, the team is looking into signing free agent defensive tackle Dontari Poe. So definitely some things on the horizon for the Cowboys. Amari Cooper got his money. Again, we're happy for Amari Cooper. We're all for athletes getting their money, but at the same time, I've always stated this, and I stated this on Twitter. I hope in those contract negotiations, a tape was shown about him being shut out against New England. I hope the tape was shown of him being out of a critical game at a critical time for the playoffs against the Philadelphia Eagles when he's standing on the sideline, and quarterback Dak Prescott with the franchise tag. I did a whole broadcast about that, so you can go back and review the broadcast. But the stunning news of yesterday was the surprise retirement of center Travis Frederick. Now, Travis Frederick was the anchor of that offensive line. I still think Tyron Smith was the most important player on that offensive line, but Travis Frederick was just as valuable. So we're going to go over Travis Frederick's career and actually what he meant to the team. Now, Travis Frederick was drafted in the 2013 draft, first round, pick number 31. And in 2013, you really have to understand, this is when Jason Garrett, I guess he had a little bit of an opinion, or Jerry listened to him, or listened to more so Stephen Jones. So there's not a knock on Jason Garrett, but there was a big push to rebuild the Cowboys offensive line in the mold of those 1990 Cowboys teams. So you already had Tyron Smith, who was drafted in the 2011 draft. And in 2013, Travis Frederick was drafted. In the 2014, Zach Martin was drafted. And in 2015, Lyle Collins was an undrafted free agent. So going through the numbers here, in his rookie season, Travis Frederick was the anchor of the offensive line that DeMarco Murray ran for 1,121 yards, and that's his rookie season. In 2014, DeMarco Murray ran for 1,845 yards, was an AP Offensive Player of the Year. Dallas Cowboys went 12-4, but not for a controversial and, quite frankly, awful call in Green Bay. They would be in the NFC Championship game that year. And the fact that they defeated the Seattle Seahawks earlier that season in Seattle, I strongly believe the Cowboys had a legitimate shot of going to the Super Bowl that year. You can say that's Cowboy hate and heartbreak, but oh well, you can go to hell. In 2015, Travis Frederick was part of the offensive line that Darren McFadden ran for 1,089 yards, and that's despite not having a quarterback that season. In 2016, rookie sensation Ezekiel Elliott in 15 games ran for 1,631 yards. In 2017, Ezekiel Elliott only ran for 983 yards, but that's, mind you, with a 6-game suspension. He missed 2018, and we're going to get to the reasons why. And also in 2019, in a comeback season, Ezekiel Elliott ran for 1,357 yards. Travis Frederick in his career was a 5-time Pro Bowler from 2014 through 2017, and again in 2019. First team All-Pro in 2016, second team All-Pro in 2014 and 2015, and the All-Rookie team in 2013. Definitely a cheese grater, definitely a great player, one of the best centers in the league. And in 2018, Travis Frederick contracted Guillain-Barré, which is an autoimmune disease that attacks the nervous system, tingling, weakness, fatigue. So clearly he couldn't play in 2018. And in 2019, to come back and still make the Pro Bowl still shows the level of character and the type of football player that this guy is. And he will be truly missed in Dallas because, again, he was part of a revamped offensive line. And in that revamped offensive line, we're talking about a team that's gone to the playoffs in 14, 16, and 18. So definitely Travis Frederick was a great football player. He'll definitely be in the Ring of Honor. He more than deserves to be in the Ring of Honor. Whether he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, I don't know, because he might have too short of a career. But to me, he had a Hall of Fame trajectory by going to all those Pro Bowls. It was going to continue to get better. Unfortunately, life throws you a curveball, and he ended up catching Guillain-Barré and still came back to play at a decent level. Now, some of the reasons that Travis Frederick said he retired was because he felt he couldn't play at a high level, and probably physically he wasn't the same before contracting the autoimmune disease. So Travis Frederick, big man, if you're listening, we at Chin Check Radio, we thank you for your years of service. For you are a great Cowboy, an exemplary Cowboy, and how you were, the way you conducted yourself on and off the field, your charitable work, just that you were a true Dallas Cowboy with the big old beard hanging out the helmet. And definitely the Cowboys have a big hole to fill. I know Joe Looney has filled in quite admirably. Hopefully he can sustain that for years. But I'm sure the Cowboys are going to maybe look into drafting a center in the next couple of years. So Travis Frederick, we wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for a stellar career. Congratulations on a stellar career. And we wish you nothing but the best in your retirement. And we wish the best for you and your family. Until the next time, this is Chin Check Radio.